So, Sean Murray just dropped a new emoji, and of course the No Man's Sky community is already trying to decode it as if it's an alien artifact. Now, Sean has a history with this. His emojis are never random. The oranges became origins, bacon became beacon. In hindsight, they always kinda make sense, but before the reveal, they're pure chaos. So let's take a careful look at this one. What could the waving hand actually mean? The important thing to remember is those emojis always tie back directly or indirectly to the update's title or theme. They're not just Sean stirring the pot for fun, they're always as a wordplay, a symbol, or a clue. So a waving hand has to connect to what's coming next. The question is how? The obvious first guess is wave as in water, but let's think that through. If Sean wanted to hint at water waves, the obvious emoji would be a water wave. He's already used that before when he was showing the dynamic waves during the Worlds update. Using a waving hand instead of the water wave would be a little bit odd. And even if we assume that this was water related, what more could be done with the surface that would justify a dedicated anniversary update? I mean, the waves already had a major overhaul. The only space left for water changes would be underneath the surface. Traversal, vehicles, and underwater gameplay. But again, a waving hand emoji doesn't map cleanly to that either. And on top of it all, doing another big water update so soon after Worlds 1 and 2 would feel very repetitive. So while anything is possible with Hello Games, a waving hand doesn't feel like a water clue. Here is where the waving hand does start making sense, at least for me. In the Visions update, Hello Games added hidden Atlas lore. The first line of that lore was Hello World. In programming, that phrase is traditionally one of the first messages a new system outputs, a program's way of saying its first hi. For No Man's Sky, those were Atlas' first words. At the end of that lore, the Atlas sees its own death approaching, the famous 16 minutes. But just before that final moment, it sees something else, a hand pressed against the glass. The Atlas cannot see who it is or what comes after. Then the Sentinel Pillar lore adds more layers, introducing the Void Mother, whispering about recreating the creator. If that's true, maybe the hand at the glass isn't the end at all. Maybe it's the arrival of something new, the creator reborn, the Void Mother stepping in, or something even merged with the Atlas. So a waving hand could be pointing to this moment. The hand could work both ways. It's a wave goodbye and it's a wave hello. Goodbye to the Atlas as we've known it, locked in its final 16 minutes, and hello to whatever comes next, whether that's the Void Mother, the creator, or a new entity entirely. Now, practically speaking, Hello Games cannot just delete the Atlas arc. New players still need to be able to get this introduction, but they can layer new content on top of it. Beginners still get the Atlas path as it is, while veteran players unlock a continuation beyond it, new missions, new contact, and new lore. This might not be one of the most welcoming updates because we know that a lot of people already were bothered with the fact that they couldn't reach the purple systems before they ended the previous stories, but it seems like Hello Games have been adding end-game content to the game that is only reachable by completing the story. But maybe this isn't about lore at all. It could also mean something much simpler, waving to each other. No Man's Sky has always struggled with multiplayer stability, and recently it has been especially rough for some players. This update could be focused on improving the multiplayer experience, making it smoother, more reliable, and maybe even adding new ways to connect. That would fit with the emoji perfectly, waving as the universal symbol for saying hi to each other. A clear, simple theme for an anniversary update, and one that the game really needs. If Hello Games follow their usual style, the update name will be a single, evocative word that fits the emoji. The strongest possibilities for me are arrivals, contact, or signal. And yes, we'll most certainly will see a new expedition tied in, as that has been the pattern with large updates. But for the summer anniversary update, it's unlikely this emoji is just pointing to an expedition. Of course, we should always be careful not to overhype. The waving hand doesn't mean we're suddenly gonna get massive cities or an MMO system. Hello Games updates tend to be evolutionary, not revolutionary. So 1 or 2 major features, a lot of polish, a bit of lore, or a theme layered on top of it. The emoji just tells us which direction they have chosen. So that's my take. The waving hand probably doesn't mean oceans or water. And it's also not just a random emoji. The most logical reading is that it signals a transition, both goodbye and hello. A farewell to the Atlas as we know it, and the arrival of something new. But these emojis could often carry multiple meanings. It could tie into the Atlas lore, the hello world moment, the hand on the glass. It could also just easily be about something more practical, like improvements to multiplayer. And maybe it's just Hello Games themselves waving ahead to light no fire. We won't know until the reveal, and in hindsight it will be obvious. It always is. But I got a feeling we will see our answer on Wednesday. At least that's what I'm expecting. So what do you think? Does the waving hand point to a new stage of the Atlas story? Could it mean multiplayer finally gets the attention it needs? Or is it Hello Games waving towards their next big adventure? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love to hear your take. And that's gonna be it for today. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you again next time. Beeblebum out.